Hi, Dr. Lim here. When it comes to 1995, the sales of DXN had crossed 2 million ringgit per month, which was about 800,000 USD at the time. It was a good sales 25 years ago and a good time for DXN to expand overseas. The natural choice at the time was Thailand. The reason was simple. Our farm and factory is only 45 minutes drive to the Thai border. And in Kedah state alone, we have 10% of Thai origin. Some villages even speak Thai to this day. Many of the key people in our farm also speak fluent Thai. Even for me, my grandmother was Thai. My father spoke fluent Thai and Malay. Many stores and petrol stations owner thought my father was a Malay and spoke Malay to him. My father never bothered and always chatted with them in Malay. Only when the handphone became common, all the stores and petrol station owner had a shock of their life when they heard my father talking in Chinese. Not only my father, every time when I travel by the Thai airline, sometimes when I cross the border, even though I'm holding a Malaysian passport, the Thai officer spoke Thai to me. Apparently, they know I have Thai blood. Initially, I'm puzzled by this now. How could they tell I have Thai blood? So one day, I'm chatting with my Thai key staff and asked her how she could tell that I have some Siamese gene. She told me every Thai would know I have Thai blood. I asked her, how? She said, by looking at my eye. They know I have Thai heritage. They really amaze me, And it's true. By looking at the eye, I can differentiate a Thai, Filipino, and Indonesian letter. About Thai market, the main problem is that I could not understand and speak Thai. But for southern Thailand, that is not a problem, as there are also many local Malays who speak Malay with some northeastern Malaysian slang, the Kelantanese dialect. But at least I could communicate with them. In the early days, most of the members of the DXN were the Malays. And naturally, they started to sponsor the Malays in southern Thailand. This is welcome by me, as I could communicate with them easily. Very soon, member introduced one rich family of Malay in southern Thailand to join hands with DXN to establish the market in Thailand. DXN formed a company together with him and two of his friends. They were the major shareholder, and DXN held a minor share. That was okay. It is alright for DXN to make some money from the factory, and the market we could share with our partners. Very soon, more and more people started to join DXN in Thailand, and we could get 400 to 500 members at a time. And it was very convenient for the Thai member to visit our farm and factory due to proximity to Thailand. This is even true to today. Visitation of the farm has more Thai members than local Malaysian members. So by right, Thailand should be our first market outside Malaysia. But we never mention Thailand, but give the credit to Indonesia and say it is Indonesia, our first major market after Malaysia. Why was it so? Because at the time, we committed two fatal mistakes in the Thai market. First, we let a member become our shareholder and they could develop the market. This immediately created some issue as the members in Malaysia could not compete with them. The company and shareholder become a competitor to the members. You may wonder, I am very firm with PASU and do not let members enter into shareholding of the company. Then why in Thailand we allow it to happen? The reason is very simple. The time Thai did not allow foreigner to hold majority shares in a JV company, and a foreign company could not do retail sales in Thailand. We need a local shareholder. Secondly, it was the language. Most Thai do not speak English at the time. Thai was the only language they knew. Due to pressure from the members to establish the market in Thailand quickly, we do not have too much time to think it over and choose the easier way out by making the member to be the shareholder. After all, it is just like a stockist system. Many stockists are also DXN members, so we do not see any problem in it initially. The second fatal mistake, we let the branch office run all the show. They operated independently. This opened out a chance for the crooked stockists now to revolt against the company and take the market away by establishing their own company. The shares in Thailand grew steadily, and when reached beginning of 1997, the share touches 2 million baht. At the time, 1 ringgit could trade 10 baht, and 1 USD could trade 25 baht. So it is about 80,000 USD per month. Then something abnormal started to Europe. First, the brand started to delay payment. No, I keep on ordering, but the payment is not up to date. And there were a lot of line cutting. No, many of the lines belonging to Malaysian members were hijacked. No, into their line. This created a lot of complaints, and many members became angry about it. Even though I tried my best to persuade the partners in Thailand, but to no avail. Then suddenly they stopped ordering and moved to a imitator company without warning, the copycat of DXN. They invited me to discuss with them. I brought my wife, and there were 3 of them in front of me. From the beginning, I immediately sensed the atmosphere was not good. No, they were arrogant and non-smelling. Then they accused DXN of stealing the technology from that imitator. No. They claim the imitator is a true technical holder and supply the products to DXN. Now they decided to join the original company. Before I could even explain myself, no, one of them took out a pistol and put it on the table between us. He told me, "You do not want to see my face again in Thailand." Actually, this was a common dirty technique in southern Thailand. They cooperate with you. When the business was good, then they show you pistol and ask a thug, to chase you away from Thailand. They thought that with my wife around, we would be frightened, but to their astonishment, my wife started to giggle and laugh at them. My wife know me well. When someone dared to threaten me like that, I would deal with them squarely. Immediately, I leaned myself towards them and talked coolly, point my finger to the pistol and said to them in Malay, "Tunjuk pistol karat ni," meaning showing me this rusted and stupid pistol. Karat means rusted in Malay. Then I asked sarcastically, "Hang tak malu kah?" Hang is a Kedah dialect meaning you, and in a very rude way. Only during quarrels we use that. So the question when translated means, "Are you idiots not feeling shameful?" I told them if they want to show pistol, at least show something like a James Bond one, not this rusted pistol, the shameful pistol karat. All of them were shocked by the response of me and my wife. They expect us to run back to Malaysia like a frightened cat. But instead I'm yelling at them like a mad tiger. I pointed to my eye and told them, "Darah semku lebih darimu. Hang na my pistol kah? Mean my semis blood is more than you. And you idiot wanted to play pistol with me." They were shocked. I did not know how to respond to me. Then I challenged them to fire the first shot and see what would happen to them and their family. Of course, this was an open threat to them. I've learned from many lessons to the thug. Sometimes you have to use their rude language, because this is the only thing they understand. Immediately, they took back the pistol and apologized to me, and to me, this was a misunderstanding. I told them, not only I would come back to Thailand, if they dare to come and create trouble, and then they will see. Actually, half of my maternal families are in Thailand. They were no match to them, if some conflict did happen. They tried to tune down the situation and would like to treat me and my wife with lunch. Both of us reject them flatly, As we were worried they may put some poison or black magic into the food, Then they took out DXN coffee and treated us coffee, which of course we accept. I told them, it was okay if they wanted to set up their own company. Then they did theirs, and DXN will be doing our own marketing. But if they try to play foul and violence, then I would deal with them to the end. This incident has a bad impact on DXN. When a foreign partner jumped ship, we were facing almost a total loss in the market. Also, partnering with others when they do not allow the HQ instruction or cutting the line in the market, it will be very difficult to handle. The risk is just too much. From this sad incident in Thailand, DXN learned a valuable lesson. We never join hands with anyone anymore. Throughout the branches in the world, DXN become a lone ranger, and we do it alone. All the branches all the branches are 100% owned by DXN without any local partners. This makes DXN to be the most skilled company in the world, without any worry about the local management which may modify our rules and create unhealthy competition in the market and cut the lines. At that time, we also started to prepare to go into Indonesia. And suddenly, we had to reset the market in Thailand and did it all over again now. At that time, we lacked the resources to work on 2 foreign markets simultaneously. We decided that better focus in one market rather than try to catch 2 at the same time now. As the sayings go, those who try to catch 2 rabbits at the same time get no rabbit. So in 1997, we focused on the development of Indonesian market. I did go to my relative in Thailand to ask them to be my proxy for the company. They scolded me for not going to them in the first place. Later, we re-established the market in Thailand. Even we put the focus on Indonesia, the market in Thailand did grow steadily again and reached 20 million bahts per month. 10 times of the sales when they showed me the stupid pistol karat. The story of Thailand did not end here. After jumping the ship, the ex-partner of DXN quickly realized that the quality of the products for the imitator were not good at all, and the supply of products were not stable, and they did not have their farm and factories. And most importantly, many of the leaders missed me. They wanted to join back to DXN. Many of them were trained by me, and they missed the jokes and the story from me. The imitator could not even talk properly on the stage. Forget about training them the products and marketing skill. Like Pasu, they quickly ended in trouble. Their market was the only worthwhile market for the imitator. So the imitators always try to squeeze them out and took over the company. They did not call me, as before that I yelled at this our ex-partner. They called my brother Bunni, expressing their will to join DXN again. At first, Bunni rejected them flatly, but like Pasu, they called Bunni again many times. Eventually, Bunni passed the message to me. I decided to meet them. I'm going to tell you the dramatic development of meeting them in the next video. See you then. Bye bye.